Hello everyone, this is Giraffe. Today we are going to talk about the movie Tenet by director Christopher Nolan. His movie is quite special. Compared with other movies, most of the movies only have two focuses. The first of all is the good plot, or we go to the theater to watch the heroic image of the leading role. But Nolan's movie always got a third focus, which is the deep theory behind the movie. Just like this movie, the main character doesn't matter, the good plot doesn't matter, the theory behind it is the most important. The opening of this movie is already extremely complicated. A bunch of terrorists occupy an opera in Ukraine. Their goal and target is an important person in opera. That person got an important thing called plutonium-241. Just like it sounds, it is a nuclear weapon. So this important person was sitting in a VIP booth. Not only that important person also got Ukrainian military forces. This important person belongs to American Central Intelligence Agency, which is CIA. And how this person got plutonium-241, it didn't mention, but it feels like it is America bought it from the Ukraine. However, when they just about to hand over, the terrorists show up and control this whole theater and was going to rob that. So the whole opera was controlled by the terrorists, and the Ukraine military forces immediately sent special soldiers to rescue this. When they came in, they started to spread the poisonous gas without hesitation, and all the people was poisoned down, but the terrorists were not because they wear the anti-poisonous mask. And actually here review some contents behind the scene. Why they just by accident have the anti-poisonous mask on their face? Cause the terrorists were arranged by the Ukraine military forces themselves. Which means the Ukraine tried to sell things to America, but also sent a bunch of terrorists to rob it. So money got and the material got very smart. Great man. However, the CIA is not stupid as well. They sent a bunch of people to secretly rescue it. Then there are three groups of people in this opera. First of all, American CIA, and the second of all, Ukraine military. The third is the terrorist. Actually, there are two more groups in this opera. Number 4 is Russians. Russians also prepared to rob this. And number 5 is people from Tenet organization. The Tenet organization is no government organization, and they know how to reverse time. And actually, they already know there was a robbery case happened in this opera. So they sent people to rescue this main character. The identity of the main character is more complicated. He is a double-faced spy. He's a special agent from the American CIA, but was also hired by a group of Russians to steal it. Means him for Russians was to rob it, but essentially he is helping the American CIA. So this man pretend he was the Ukraine special soldier, entered into the theater and found this important person and went to the code check. He got the information from that important person that the material is in the code check. So he went there, took that thing, and they say, oh, a small box. And after the main character met the important person, he let the important person change the clothes to the special soldier's clothes, then asked someone else to substitute him. Then he used this fake person to give it to the Russians, say, look, I rescued him. But the Russians know this and caught him and tortured him, and he took the poisonous drug, suicide himself. But he didn't die because the poisonous drug is fake. And this is the opening of the movie. Very complicated, right? But all in all, to be simple, in this Ukrainian opera, there is an important thing called plutonium-241. 4 groups of people out of 5 want it. They are the terrorists, Ukrainian military, American CIA, and the Russians. The rest of the group is the main character, him, and is a big bad guy in this movie. And after this man woke up, he knew this organization, the Tenet. This is no government organization, and their job is to rescue the human from distraction. So here comes the question, why human being is going to distract? Because they found something that can reverse time. Like the bullet in my hand, normally if I open my hand, the bullet in my hand will drop onto the floor, but the time reverse bullet is different. I open my hand, then the bullet on the floor will come back to my hand. Cause the entropy of this bullet is different. Now here comes a very important notion in physics. The entropy in physics is to describe the level of chaos in a system. More chaotic the system is, the higher entropy it will get. Less chaotic, more organized, the entropy will be lower. The entropy is important in astronomy, chemistry, and physics because it shows the asymmetry. In academic called the time reversal symmetry, which means no matter how the time flows in a positive direction or the backward won't change the physics formula. Which is to say all the formulas in the physics, including the quantum mechanism and the theory of relativity, they all follow the symmetry of time. But the reality is not like this. In theory, time can go everywhere, can go this direction and that direction, but in our world, time all go to the same direction. In the world that we live, all the time are going to the same direction, in positive direction. Now how do we know the time all go to the positive direction or go this way? Because entropy. Entropy is a quantity that changes over time. So all the things, as long as it is natural changing, and we will say they all go to this direction. They all follow entropy, which means from organized to chaos. For example, like the pyramid. When it was built at first, it was organized, but as time goes by, because of entropy, it will turn to chaos because of wind, because of the sun, because of the time. So eventually, the tip of the pyramid will disappear first. Then later on, the surface of the pyramid will disappear. Then if time is longer enough, then eventually the pyramid will disappear. It will never happen. Happen what? The sands back to the pyramid by itself. So it will never happen as time goes by a pair of sands just back to the pyramid. This will never happen. Which means the whole universe only follow one direction, which is go to chaos, and follow the rule of entropy, increase of the entropy, which means going to the chaos. And in academia, it was called the law of entropy increase. So as long as entropy exists, which means all the things will go into chaos, then this will verify that the time all go to the same direction. In this world, all the time go to the same direction, which is going to the chaos because of the entropy. Now here comes a contradiction. So in theory that the world can go to different direction, forward direction and backward direction, but in the real world we only have the forward direction. We don't know why. Most likely it is because of the positive matter. The time of the positive matter has all gone to the positive direction. The time of the antimatter all go to the backward direction. But in our world, we only have the positive matter, so we can only observe the time of the positive matter. There is no antimatter. We didn't find the antimatter, but it is weird. We didn't find the antimatter because based on the Big Bang theory, the initial world should have equal amount of positive matter and the antimatter. And where are the antimatters? We don't know. And what problem will caused by we only have the positive matter? If only have the positive matter, which means everything will go to chaos, and all the energy in the universe will be transferring to the thermal energy constantly. So the destiny of the universe will eventually hit to death. It is called the hot death hypothesis of the universe, which means as time goes by and the time all go to the same direction, so eventually the universe will hit to death. And so far as what we observed, we cannot definitely say there is no situation of time reverse. We did observe one situation of time reverse, which is supernova explosion. It will release super strong gamma ray with their immense energy, which can reach the boundary of the universe. And they are colorful. Once released, we use Hubble telescope to receive the light wave, to receive the signals, and we found after the light released, it was dropped back. The time went back. As for why, we don't know. But we did receive two sides of light wave, and the time of these two sides light wave are totally reversed, which means two light wave. If we reverse the second one, these two can coincide, not release twice. If it were released twice, then the second one, at least we will find some minor differences, but there's not. So it is releasing one time and call back. the time reverse. And this is the only situation that we observe the time reverse. And now let's back to the entropy. Don't you think entropy contradicts the birth of life? The entropy means the universe will eventually go to chaos, but the life is so dedicated, it's so organized. Just look at us. We are so organized. Our existence just like a bunch of sands back to pyramid. If the universe is going to chaos, everything will go to the desert. Suddenly it show up a very delicate and systematic pyramid, and we are just like that pyramid. There's a bunch of meaningless molecules and atoms after the wind, after the sun, and somehow we form a cluster, we form a system. It is possible from probation, but if entropy increases, everything will go to chaos. The life will never occur on the earth, which is asking a pair of sands back to the pyramid. So it is very obvious if the life is coming naturally, then this can only be the result of time reverse, because it is a process of the entropy decrease, not entropy increase. We are becoming more systematic than before. Now let's back to the movie, back to the plot. The main characters, through this reversed bullet, found a military armed forces businesswoman. That woman said it was bought from Russians, who robbed the plutonium-241. Actually, it was robbed by the Ukrainians. The Russians didn't get it, neither did the Americans. So the Russians hired him to rob it back from the Ukraine. He went to rob it when it was transported. Here comes a very complicated situation of chasing the car. The Russian military businessman called Sator. He used to be very poor. By accident, he received a thing from future person. The future person wanted him help, gave him 3 golden sticks. Then he is awesome, cause he knows what will happen in the future. Then he became super rich. What did the future people want? The future people study the antimatter to some degree. They invent a machine which can change the positive matter into antimatter. The things transferred is reversed. No matter what put inside is all accepted. Human go inside, then come out, then we will become a reversed human being. The rest of us is the same, but the time flows is different. And the thing that can transfer positive matter into antimatter is called turnstile in this movie. Just look like a door, go inside, then come out, you can change to the antimatter. Why purposely reverse the bullet? Cause the reverse bullet hits the human will die for sure. Cause the wound won't heal. Later we'll explain why the reverse bullet hits the body, the wound won't heal. More fascinating is there is a female scientist in the future. She invents a thing called computer. The turnstile can only reverse one single thing one time, but that computer can reverse the whole world. Is this computer a pure scientific fantasy? Actually, it is not. In 2019, the famous science magazine Nature published a research result. They used a quantum calculator, reversed the quantum bed time successfully, put 2 quantum back to the state a few seconds ago. How to understand the result of this equipment? It is like playing the badminton. If you serve and the ball will fly to the other side, but later on it will back to the initial state, will back to your hand. The research shows that time reverse at quantum scale is accessible, and also there are 2 significant meanings of this. First of all, it can improve the precision of the quantum computer. The other meaning is it is the first time shake the law of universe, which is the law of the increase of the entropy, which means time machine is possible and the turnstile is possible. Then how to understand the time reverse in this movie? About this, we will continue in the next episode. If you like this sharing, please subscribe to support. See you next time.